President Kennedy. He called the cabinet wives together, and he said, "You're all going to hate me. Your husbands and I are going to work so hard, you're never going to see them." But he said, "I tell you what to do. Do your own thing. Whatever it is that brings you pleasure, a feeling of contribution, accomplishment, do it." Well, Mark had been a teacher before we were married, and she loved children, she loved teaching, she loved education. She believed in it. So she went into the Washington schools. She found in the 6th grade, most of the children couldn't read. She said, "You know, Bob, this is disgraceful." He said, "I'm going to do something about it." She said, "I'm going to offer them books, free books, and they can choose. Every student can select the book he wants. And it's his book. He can take it home with him. And after he reads that, if he wants to, he can select another book." My God, where are you going to get the money from? She said, "Don't you worry. Let me do this." She started what is known today as reading is fundamental. When Marg died 20 years ago, having started this by herself, she had 71,000 volunteers. She had been in Georgetown Hospital before Christmas, and I knew she was dying. And so I said, to hell with them. I was going to take her out of there, and she was going to die at home. She was in the house when I learned that Carter was going to award her Medal of Freedom. "Darling, this is the most wonderful thing that's happened, and I will go and I'll receive it for you, and I'll come back and tell you everything happened." She said, "I'm going." I said, "My God, what do you mean you're going?" She was being fed intravenously. She had tape, tubes stuck all over her. She was taking, I think it was 120 cc's of Demerol a day, a drug that helped sedate her. She said, "I'm going." I said, "My God, you can't go." She said, "I'm going." "16 days before Mark died, she received the Medal of Freedom. I so admired what she did. "16 days before Mark died, she received the Medal of Freedom. I so admired what she did.
The church, the third president of the church, John Taylor.
President of the church, the man who occupied the position which I occupy today.
Basically, he said that the reason that blacks had been allowed to come through the flood of Noah, was so that Satan would have representation upon the earth. That black folks were here to represent Satan, and to have a balance against white folks who were here to represent Jesus Christ, the Savior. How do you damn a people more than to say that their existence upon the earth is to represent Satan?
We stand for something. We stand solid and strong for something.
Church policy had it that blacks had the mark of Cain. Brigham Young said, "Cain slew his brother, and the Lord put a mark upon him, which is the flat nose and black skin."
Don't worry about those little flicks of history.
This will be a monumental struggle of good versus evil.
We stand for something. The forces of evil against the forces of good.